Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and this is going to be a brief little review for Maoyuu Maou Yuusha, Episode 5. As we open this episode, we're really seeing that the Alliance is trying to hedge their bets in the fear that the war could at some point end and their finances crumble up. They want to make sure that they're still going to be well-to-do, and this is all coinciding with the head traitor in the Alliance now having a romantic fascination with the Demon King, which he's getting ribbed for, but we see that his main focus, his romantic aspirations, if you will, are secondary to this great cause, that the Alliance wants to make sure to remain in power, and utilizing all these different, trade avenues and things like that, they want to make sure that they have stability even if this war comes to an end, unlike the other nations who may or may not falter as a result of this war coming to an end, depending on the outcome. Now, meanwhile, we see that the hero is off in his, demon knight guise, and he's basically in Gate City trying to understand the situation. You have demons who are under persecution from the humankind that has taken over and settled in the city, and we see just how far this almost goes. I mean, we almost have a human knight going and raping a demon girl. But of course, Hero intervenes in an off-scene, I can only imagine, did he splay the guy open? Did he just warp him somewhere else? I don't know exactly. I don't think he would have killed because, of course, later on in the episode, he's describing to Demon King that he will not kill. He will not use his, evil magic, dark magics to just vaporize the entire city. He's trying to keep ahead of the game as well. We can see that the hero is much smarter than he thinks he is, because he's doing something bolder and grander than what perhaps the Demon King even suggested of him. She just expected him to go and tear up the place. He's actually piecing things together the way she would, trying to follow the money, as he says, trying to figure out the best way to make, an ends for all of these people. Let the humans and the demons both prosper in the wake of whatever he chooses to do. And it's interesting because as we see, the forces of war are actually ready to go back to that Bright Light Island and take it back. They want to basically, using 200 ships, go there and just slaughter the demons who have claimed it. And this is frightening because, of course, they end up out on these 200 ships. You have the Winter King being sort of the leader of this whole effort, and they are attacked by these giant squids. I mean, directly out of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It looks like there's a couple of them, and these ships are just taken out in minutes, seconds, if minutes. And it's insane because, of course, then you have the Winter Prince, who this whole time he's been arguing against the war, and now he has to stand up and basically take all of this, all of what has happened, onto his shoulders and become the Winter King. He has proclaimed that he is going to go back to that island, and he is going to make another effort to reclaim it. But I have to wonder if there's going to be conflict in the heart of the Winter Prince turned Winter King, because after all, this is something he hasn't been supporting, as I've said. He's been very vocal against this war. So is it perhaps that he's doing this out of loyalty to his father who wished this? As we see, he's ready to come to his father's defense when another soldier is basically dissing his father, saying that it's his father's fault they lost the island in the first place. So I have to wonder, is it going to be a point of conflict and contention for him to now be leading a war effort that he can't wholeheartedly believe in? Maybe he's just doing this as a way of avenging his father. Who knows? But of course, then we have this great romantic moment toward the end where Hero finally comes back, since this is all, coinciding with the New Year's festival extravaganza, where basically the head maid and the two little sister maids, and I think even the female knight, goes to take part in. And Demon King does not want anything to do with it. She doesn't like crowds and everything like that. So, of course, Hero shows up unannounced, just as she's sort of sulking that he's not there, that she hasn't seen him for a whole year now at this point. And we see them sort of bantering back and forth, arguing with each other. But what I find really fascinating is we find out that essentially the hero has told the female knight who Demon King is and made her promise to not, take her life or something like that, attack her. And this just blew my mind because, of course, you have this brilliant scene between Demon King and Female Knight where the Demon King is saying, I want to be your friend. I don't want to lie to you anymore. You need to know this about me. And you have Female Knight, because she's, the headmistress of this convent, she has that religious side to her. So she says, you know what? you're forgiven for lying to me. Unless you think being the Demon King is a sin in and of itself, we're good. So I really loved that those two characters had made sort of amends, if you will. But getting back to Demon King and Hero, I really do believe at the foundations of their, souls or whatever you want to say, they really are devoted to one another in this cause, but also because they want to be united officially. And we see just how tiptoeing around the tulips they are. They're very timid to actually consummate, if you will. And it's just really cute and fun to see them together, see them having this grand dance, his gift to her for New Year's, and his gift from her is just being in her presence. So there is a genuine romance here that's really cool, and a lot of political and warlike machinations going on. It's a great commentary, in a sense, for economics and the governments of the world in our current world. It's kind of like looking at that and commenting on it, but in this great fictional setting. So I'd love to hear from you guys what you thought of this episode, if you've seen it, what you think of the series so far overall, and otherwise, that'll be it for me. So I'll catch you later. Peace.